This conference will now be recorded.
No. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the Visualforce programming, and we have discussed what exactly the Visualforce programming and what is the use, and what we can do with the help of the Visualforce programming, and how a Visualforce page will get executed internally. What is the execution life cycle? What are the various components are available inside this Visualforce page that we have discussed. So now today we see what are the various tags available inside your Visualforce, the basic tags which we can use to construct or to design a Visualforce page. And as of now, Salesforce has given so many ready-made user interfaces to us in order to create the records inside the various objects. It may be standard, it may be custom. Upon creating the object, Salesforce is providing the various user interfaces by default. Then how Salesforce is constructing, what tags it is using, which part of the page will be designed by using which tag, what is the hierarchy of those tags, we'll see practically today. Now, and then we'll move forward to the some more features, the various ways to create the Visualforce pages, and then we'll go with the tag properties concept also. What are the various properties that are available as part of this tags we'll see. Then we'll move forward to the controls concept. So that already told you, when coming to the Visualforce, the Visualforce is a tag-based programming like as HTML. Like whatever the way that we have inside the HTML, the various tags to design some user interfaces like the similar way in Visualforce also we are having the various ready-made tags available. So many built-in tags, so many ready-made tags has been given by Salesforce by default as part of this Visualforce programming, which is used to design our own customized user interfaces. So in order to design our own customized user interfaces, Salesforce is providing the various tags as part of this Visualforce program. Then how Salesforce is using those tags, how they are going to be preparing the user interfaces. Now let's see practically in this case. What are the various basic tags are available, and then how can we use those tags in order to construct some user interfaces? How can we use those tags in order to construct the user interface? We'll see practically in this case. Now, that already told you in Visualforce programming, each and every tag name will be prefixing with the word apex colon. That means, so now this tags has been built by using this apex programming they have used, okay, in order to build. So now here in this case, as part of this Visualforce programming, we have so many ready-made tags has been given by Salesforce by default. Now, what are the various tags are available? Now let's see what is the hierarchy of those tags. Now, for example, assume that I'm having a position object. I'm having this position object. In this position object, I would like to create a new position record. So that I'm having this page layout. This is the page layout. That means user interface, which is used to create a new Visualforce, which used to create a new position card. Now tell me, who has designed this page? This page layout has been given by Salesforce by default. We haven't designed this user interface. This particular user interface has been given by Salesforce to us. But just we did some customization on this because it is placing all the fields in a single column one by one, one by one, one by one. Just we have arranged these fields into the various separate sections. That's it. Just we have customized this page layout according to our needs. According to our convenience, we have customized this page. That's it. This page layout has been given by Salesforce by default. This page layout has been given by Salesforce by default. Now, how Salesforce is preparing this page? Okay, how Salesforce is preparing this page over here. So, what are the various tags Salesforce is using internally to design this page? Okay, now let's see. So now in this case, to prepare this entire user interface, this is my complete user interface over here, from starting to ending. Okay, from starting to ending. From this part to till the last part. Till the end of the page. Okay, till the end of the page. Like when you go to this one, till the end of the page, till this part here. From starting to ending. So now this is the space which has been reserved by Salesforce first. Why? To design this user interface. Okay, to design this user interface. Like for example, whenever if you want to draw something, whenever if you want to design something, first of all, we need a paper, right? Yes. Assume that I want to prepare an image. I want to prepare a picture. I want to draw something. So first of all, we need a whiteboard, or we need a chart, or we need a paper. We need a white paper. On that white paper only, we can design something. We can draw something. We can represent something. So here also, inside my browser, this is having some space. So that here, in order to draw something, we are going to be collecting a white paper first, like the similar way to design my user interface, to represent some information, to represent some visual appearance. I need to reserve some space over here. So this is the space which they have reserved, the complete browser space they have reserved. In order to reserve this particular space, they are going to be using a tag called as page tag. Page tag. Page tag means what? It's a Visualforce page. It's a Visualforce page which is used to reserve the complete browser space to design something inside this. To draw something inside this, we are going to be reserving the complete browser space by using the page tag. So this is the starting to ending. The complete browser space has been reserved by Salesforce with the help of a tag called as page tag. So page tag is a root tag, nothing but starting tag. The starting tag. This is the root element in every Visualforce page. Every Visualforce page will be getting starting with this page tag. Now, so now here in this case, in order to design the user interface, first of all, we are using this page tag. So this page tag will be having the tag name Apex page. Okay, it is having the tag name as Apex page. So in order to draw something, first of all, we need a white paper. We need a chart, or we need a whiteboard on which we can design something, on which we can draw something, we can represent something. So that here also, to design this user interface, I want to design some user interface. It may be login screen, search screen, okay, forgot password screen, it may be new record creation form, it may be registration form, anything. To design that user interface, first of all, we have to reserve some space. To reserve this space, complete browser space, we are using a tag called as page tag. So page tag is used to represent a Visualforce page. Page means Visualforce page, which will be reserving the complete browser space. In that browser space, we can draw something, we can represent something, whatever you want. We can design any user interface also according to your business requirement. Okay, now, so this is the complete browser space is called as page tag. This can be reserved by using page tag. Now, so now from this one up to this part, up to the tab bar, up to the tab bar. Up to the tab bar. This part is called as, okay, this part is called as header part. This is called as header part. This is called as header. This is called as header part. So now inside this entire Visualforce page, we are going to be having that header part. This is called as header part. Sometimes we can able to display the header. Sometimes we can able to invisible that header part also. I don't want this header. We can hide it. That facility is available. Okay. So now the complete browser space is called as a page, and from that one up to this part is called as header part. Okay. This part is called as header part. Next. The next part here. The next one is after this header part. Now let me take the screenshot of this. Now. So now here up to this one here. This is the header part that we have. Up to this part is called as the header part. This is called as the header part. Up to the tab bar, this part is called as header part. Now, the next one. Here we are having this part. The second part is called as, this part is called as section header. This part is called as section header. This is called as section header. So why this section header? Because in this section header, it is going to be representing why you are designing this Visualforce page. What is the purpose of this page? To give the purpose of this page, okay, we are going to be using this header, section header part. Now, this section header part is available where inside that page. Why? Because here from starting to ending up to this part, okay, up to this part here. From starting to ending till this last part, this is called as a page. This is called as a page tag over here. This will be up to this last part. This is called as a page. Complete browser space is called as page tag over here. Now, in that one, the starting first up to the tab bar, this is called as the header part. And this part is called as, okay, the section header. This is called as section header. So now when you observe the section header tag is used to give us some information about the page, why you are designing this page, what is. So now here in this case it is indicating, okay, this is indicating that here is the section header part. Now when you observe the section header part, here we are having two things. One is it is indicating position edit and then new position. That means what? Position page layout is in editable format. Why this is in editable format? Because to create a new position record. Okay, because to create a new position record. That means with this page layout, I am going to be creating a new position record. That means I have moved my page layout to the editable format to create a new position record. So this position edit is called as title part. This new position is called as subtitle. Okay, this is the title of the page. This is the subtitle of the page. So in order to provide the title and the subtitle, we are going to be using this section header. This tag is called as the section header tag over here. Okay, this tag is called as section header tag. This is the section header tag. Affects section header tag. In this one, this part is called as title. This is called as subtitle. In order to provide the title information and the subtitle information of your Visualforce page, we are going to be using this section header tag. Then where is the section header tag? This is inside your page. This is inside your page. We are having the complete browser space is the page. In that page, we are having the starting part that is called as section header. So section header is also one of the child component to page tag. Child component means this is available inside the page tag. So as part of this tag hierarchy, inside this page tag, we are having this section header. Section header tag. Is a affects section header tag. What is the use of this section header tag? Section header tag is used to represent the title and the subtitle about the result first. In order to give the title and the subtitle about the result first page, we are using this section header tag. Okay. Now, the next thing. After this one.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, that talent management, then what is that, sir? That tab is called
Sorry.
talent management tab is the starting one.
Okay.
Home
The,
campaign. Then
this
what
is
is
belongs to
called?
the application. These are the tabs are available. That means these are the objects which it is going to be representing. This is the feature. In this feature, this is the visual first page which we are using to perform some certain operation, like us to create some records, to show some records, whatever the page is required. For that page, we are giving some title. Okay. Now this the title is indicating what is the purpose of this page. Okay, this is to create a new record, or this is to modify the record, this is to show the records, or what is the purpose of this page, that will be indicating by this particular name itself. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Not in the header, we cannot edit.
Not in the header, only in the section here, because here these pages are keep on changing. Up to this header part is fixed, so this will be keep on changing over here. Pages are keep on changing. When you click on that cancel button, a different page. When you click on contacts, user interface, contacts tab, a different user interface will be getting visible. This page part is keep on changing. Up to the header part will be the same.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, so now here in this case. Now, after that, up to this part, you see the section header, which is used to represent the title information and the subtitle information. Now, next one. After this, from this part up to the last, up to the last here, up to this last of this particular result for up to the page. This part is called as form tag. Okay, form tag. So what do you mean by form? Form is nothing but a space where exactly we are going to be representing the input and the output controls. In order to represent the input and the output controls, we are going to be reserving the space that is called as form. Now, so now here in this case, suppose for example, whenever I'm also using a page to draw something, first of all, what we are doing, we are going to be giving some margins on each and every page. Few people are going to be giving some margin, like as the top and the left side, right side, they're giving some borders. And then from that border, they are going to be designing the actual thing. They are going to be writing the actual thing. When you purchase any book also, it may be ruled books or whatever, on the top they're giving some empty space to you. Because to write something, what is the header, what is the purpose of this content, what information you are writing, and then we can able to start writing the content. Like the similar way here also we are giving the page name. From there here we are going to designing the actual user interface. For that one, to represent this actual input and output controls of the actual user interface, we are going to be using form. So because after entering some data, when I click on this save button, this complete form data we are posting to the Salesforce server, so that server will receive this data. It will be collecting that information. Based on that, it will create a card. We are posting nothing but we are sending this data to that Salesforce server, because upon click on save button, the whatever the data that have entered inside my text boxes, this whole data I need to post to my Salesforce server. I need to send to my Salesforce server to create the record. For that one, we are going to be using this form tag. So that here this entire part, from the starting of this particular, after this section header, whatever the part is available from that part to till the last of this user interface, we are going to be using it as form. Form tag is used to place all the input controls and output controls which we are using to represent the actual user interface. To design the actual user interface, whatever the input and output controls are required, everything we are placing inside that form tag. Now, Now, in this case, where is this farm tag? Farm tag is available after this particular section header. So that here, after this section header tag, we are having farm tag also. We are having this farm tag. Farm tag. This farm tag can be represented with the help of Apex farm. Apex farm tag. These are the tags. So now in this tag, we can able to design the actual user interface. In this page, in this farm tag, we have to design the actual user interface. So now this is the page tag, we are reserving the complete space, and then we are going to be indicating the section header, and then we are going to be having the remaining content in which actual user interface which I am going to design. So now here in this case. Now, so now in this farm tag from this part, okay, now this part here. So this is the border part. This part too. Now this is the part. So now here this part is called as up to this part here. Up to this part. Up to this part. Now up to this part is called as page block. This is called as page block. Now let me take this user interface. I'm collecting this part. Now, up to this part. From starting. Okay, from starting of this part. This highlighted part over here. This highlighted part. Up to the last. Up to the last. Okay, up to the last. This part is called as page block. This is called as page block. Inside the farm tag, we are going to be having the page block. What is the use of page block? That means what? Whenever if you want to design some two small user interfaces or small diagrams in a single page, we are dividing the page to the two parts. On the top of that page, we are designing something. At the bottom, we are designing something here. Okay, at the half page for one diagram, and the second half page for another diagram. Like the similar way here also, whenever if you want to design some multiple user interfaces on the same page, then we are going to be dividing this user first page into that various parts by using this page block. Page block is a part of a page. It's a block. It's a part of a page where we can design something. Now, in this case, what happened? To design this user interface, we are going to be reserving some space that is called as page block. Now, here in this case, so now you can raise the questions are how many page blocks we can have? Multiple. Like when you open a record, when you open any of the records, whatever we have. For example, I'm having this account record that is Burlington Textile Corporation of America. So now up to this part here, okay, up to this part. Up to this part, this is one page block. up to this part, this is one page block. And then contacts, another page block. Here I am displaying some information in the separate tabular format. When you come down, cases, another page block. Opportunities, another page block. That means what? To display some different information, to represent some different information, whatever the page space that we have, that I'm dividing to the various small pieces, that is called as page block. So in this case, whatever the code, whatever the space that we have inside the Visualforce page, that space we're dividing to the various small pieces called as page blocks. This is one block, we can design something. This is second block, we can represent something. This is the third block, we can represent something. This is the fourth block, we can represent something. Like that, here different information we can represent on a single page by dividing that space to the various small parts, that is called as page blocks. So on a single Visualforce page, we can have multiple page blocks also. Up to this is one page block. Contact, this is another page block. Cases, another page block. Opportunities, another page block. Like that here, multiple page blocks also we can have inside a single Visualforce page as well. So that here, in order to represent the different contents on the same page, we are going to be using page block. Okay, now, so where is that page block? Page block we are having inside that form. Inside the form tag, we are having that page block. Page block. This can be represented by using page block tag. This is the next tag. Okay, this is the page block. So now, whatever the page that we have, whatever the Visualforce page that we have, in that page, whatever the space that I'm having, that entire space I'm dividing to the various small pieces, that is called as page block. It's a block of the page, nothing but it's a part of a page. In that part, we can design something. Next, we can have another part. There, we can design something. Next, we can have another part. So over there, we can design something like that. Multiple page blocks we can able to have in a single Visualforce page itself. That facility is available to you. Okay, so now this part is called as the page block. Now the next one, let me digging into that the part. So now this is the page block over here. Starting from this part to this is called as page block. Next. Now this is the starting of the page block over here. This is the starting of that page block. Now this entire part thing is nothing but page block. From this page block, okay, from this page block up to this part, this is called as page block buttons section. This is called as page block buttons section. Inside that page block, we are having page block buttons. Why? This is the space which they have reserved to accommodate all the button controls at one place. Instead of placing this button controls in different places, now Salesforce is giving a facility, please reserve some space, place all the button controls at one place. Because here, not only Salesforce, every application has to follow these standards. Because every application we have to design as per W3 standards. W3 means what here? World Wide Web Consortium. Okay, World Wide Web, WWW, that is called as W3. So every web application has to be designed or implemented as per the W3 standards. That's what here we can take any application also, banking, finance, wherever you go. Now they're going to be reserving some space to accommodate all the button controls at one place. Because these are the standards we have to follow upon designing the web applications. Now, so in this case, in order to accommodate all the button controls at one place, we can have reserved some space. This space is called as the page block buttons. Okay, this place is called as page block buttons. Then how can we represent here? This is the page block buttons part. Page block buttons. Where these page block buttons are available, this is a part of page block. This is a part of page block. In that page block, we are having a part that is called as page block buttons. Then how can we represent these page block buttons over here? For that one, we have a tag. Inside this page block, we have a child component that is called as page block buttons. Page block buttons tag. Not only one button, multiple buttons we can able to place inside. Use the page black buttons. Okay, this is the hierarchy of the tags using the Salesforce. If you know this hierarchy, we can able to design the user interface very easily. So now in this case, generally nobody will discuss all these things. Simply they will tell you what is a tag and how to use this. That's it. But how Salesforce is using these tags to construct this page, then nobody will discuss about this. Now, so now here in this case here. So now inside my page block, I'm having this page block buttons. In order to accommodate all the button controls at one place, okay, they are going to reserving some space that is called as page block buttons. Page block buttons is a tag which is used to reserve some space within the page block to accommodate the buttons which we are using to perform some actions on this user interface. Okay, now the next one. Inside this page block buttons, what we are having some button controls are available, like a save button, save and new, cancel button, like that. So these are the button controls. How to prepare each and every button control? To prepare each and every button control, we are having a separated tag is available. To prepare each and every button control, we are going to be using a tag called as command button. Okay, we are using a tag called as command button. This is called as command button. Each and every button control is called as a command button. That means this is the button control which is used to give some commands to the Salesforce server, which is used to give some instruction to the Salesforce server to save some record, to cancel the record, to delete the record, to search the record, to give some commands, to send some commands to the Salesforce server to perform some operations. We are going to be using this button controls which are called as command button. This is one command button. Save is one command button. Save and use another command button. And the cancel is another command button. Like that, multiple command buttons also we can able to place inside this page blank buttons. Now to represent all the button controls at one place, the reserving some space by using a tag called as page blank button stack. Inside the page blank button stack, we can able to place command buttons. Command buttons are nothing but the button controls which we can represent in order to invoke some actions on your input values. So inside this page blank buttons, we can able to place the command buttons. Command button. This can be represented by using a tag called as command button tag. Command button. Now, like the similar way, suppose sometimes you can raise a question. Sir, I don't want the button controls, I want some hyperlinks. I want to use some links. I want to use some links. Like as save, like as a hyperlink. It should look like as a hyperlink. Like for example, I want to use some navigations. Like when you go to the records, when you go to these records, I'm representing some links over here. These are called as command links. So these are called as command links. This will be looking like as a hyperlink over here. This is looking like as a hyperlink over here. So now in this case, if you want to represent like this kind of links, then we can go with the command links also. We can able to place the command buttons or we can able to place that command links also inside this. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to place the command links also. Command link. Apex, command link. Both are same. You can raise the question, sir, what is the difference between these two? Both are same, just the appearance is different. Okay, just the appearance is different. So now command button will be having the rectangular shape, and then command link will be looking like as a hyperlink. That's it, nothing else. It looks like as hyperlinks, nothing else. Remaining thing will be the same. Functionality will be, everything will be the same, just the appearance is different. Now, so in this case, on this particular user interface, after entering some input values, if you want to give some commands, if you want to invoke some actions, then we are going to be using the command button tab. Command button tag is used to place a button control on the user interface, which is used to perform some actions. Actions on the input values, we are going to be using the help of that command button and the command link. Both are same, functionality wise both are same, but just the look and feel will be different. Appearance is different. Command button will be having a different shape and the command link will be having a different shape. Command button will be looking like as a rectangular format, and then command link will be looking like as a hyperlink. That's it, nothing different. Both are same. Functionality wise both will be having the same functionality, but the look and feel will be different. So now in this case, inside this page block button tag, we can able to place the command button and then command links also. Not only one button control, multiple button controls you can place, and then multiple links also we can able to place inside this. Okay, now the next thing. The next one. So now up to this one we have discussed about this part over here. Now the next part. Up to this part we have discussed. Now from here. So from here up to this part. From here, information section. Up to this part. This is called as a section. What is this section? Page block section. This is my page block. This yellow color highlighted will be my page block. In that page block, I'm dividing this space to the small sections. Now observe the difference. One complete Visualforce page has been divided to the various page blocks. Each page block I'm dividing to the various sections again. Because here inside this page block I'm going to placing some user interface controls. But all the controls I don't want to place inside a single section. I want to divide these fields to the various sections. Like as in the information section, I want to place some fields. In compensation details, some fields. Milestone details, some fields. Contact details, some fields. Description information, some fields. So that to split these fields to the various sections, we are going to be having this section. This is the section part. Up to this part is section over here. This is called as page block section. Information section, this is one page block section. Compensation details, another page block section. Milestone details, another page block section. Like that here, multiple sections we can able to have. This part is one more section. This part is another section over here. And then this part is another section. Milestone details is another section up to this part. Like that one, whatever the page block that we have, this is a page block I'm dividing to the various small pieces, that is called as page block section. In this page block, this is one section where we can able to represent something. This is another section where we can represent something. In this is the separate section we can represent something. Like that here, we can divide this entire page block into the various small pieces, that each piece is called as a page block section. But these sections are available where inside that page block, so that this section is a child component to page block. That's what here I have written that. Inside the page block, we have page block buttons, and then we are having page block sections are available. So that inside the page block, okay, inside the page block, we are having page block buttons. Along with the page block buttons, we are having page block section also. We are having the page block section. Page block section. So now this can be represented with the help of a tag called as Apex page block section tag. Page block section tag. So inside this page block, we are having some page block buttons is available. In the page block buttons section, we can place some command buttons and command links, and along with that page block buttons, we can have page block section also. Okay, page block section. So this is information is one section. Compensation details is another section. Milestone details is another section. So that in one page block, we can have multiple page block sections also. Now, the next one. So now when you observe this page block section, let me dig into this concept now. In this page block section, we are having that so many rows. Here we are placing some fields over here. Like as here I have placed requirement name field, and then location field, number of positions, position status, travel required, passport required. Like that here, we have placed some fields over there. Now here in this case, each and every row, okay, each and every row inside this particular page block section, Like this is the row. This is the row, one single row. Now this single row is called as page block section item. This is called as page block section item. This is the second row. This second row is called as another page block section item. This is the another section item. And we are having another. This is the another section item, page block section item. This is another section item over here. This is another section item. And this is another section item. Like that here, page block has been divided to the page block sections. Page block sections has been divided to page block section items. Each and every row, okay, each and every row inside is a page block. Page block is called as page block section item. Inside this page block section, information section, there is one row which is having two fields. So now, so in this case here, to represent these fields, we are having one row. This row is called as page block section item. This is one section item over this second section item, third section item, fourth section item, fifth section item, like that. One page block section can have multiple section items. In each and every section item, we can able to represent some user interface controls. Now, this is one control inside this. This is one input control. This is another input control. This is another input control. This is another input control. Like that here in each and every section item, we can able to place the input controls inside this. It may be input control. This is looking like as output control here. Nothing but owner. Owner, it is not editable. This is simply displaying some information. This is like as output information. Like that, inside that page block section item, we can able to represent some fields. It may be input controls also, output controls also. We can able to represent. So inside that page block section, we are having page block section item. To represent that page block section item, we are going to be using that a tag. We are using a separated tag. We are using a separated tag that is called as page block section item tag. Page block section item tag. This can be represented with the help of Apex page block section item. This is a page block section item tag. Inside the page block section, we are having page block section item. Inside this page block section item, we can able to place your own input controls and output controls also. Now, to place these input controls, we are going to be using. We can able to place the input controls. That can be represented with the help of Apex input text. Okay, input text. Output controls we can able to represent with the help of output text tag. Output controls. Input controls also we can place, output controls also we can place. Like we are using this output text. Like that, we can able to place the input controls by using input text tag, output controls by using output text tag. See each and every tags in detail, each and every tags and the properties, everything will see. And then inside this page block section, instead of having this section item directly, we can place the fields also, no problem. Okay, depends upon your requirement. If you want to plug that fields into the page block section item, then you can place. Or else directly inside the page block section itself, we can able to place that controls also. So at that time, these input controls and output controls not only placing inside this page block section item, inside the page block also. Inside the page block also, we can able to place these controls as well. Inside this page block section also, we can able to place these controls. So that facility is available. We can place input controls and output controls also directly inside. That facility will be available to you inside this. These are the various tags which we are using to prepare your Visual Force program. Not only this, we have so many tags. During the concept we'll see. This is the basic hierarchy. Okay, this is the basic hierarchy of the tags which we have. Like we are having the page tag. You know this. So now to reserve this complete browser space, we are going to be using this page tag. So now this page tag is going to reserving the complete browser space on which we can able to design some user interface. So now from that browser space, from that page tag, so now up to this part is called as, okay, up to this part is called as header part. Okay, up to this tab bars. Up to this tab bar, which is called as header part. And then this part is called as section header, which is used to represent the title information and the subtitle information. And then from this part, okay, from this part up to the last of that page, that is called as form, which will be having the actual user interface, which we are going to be posting to the Salesforce server to be get processed. In that form, this part we are going to be calling it as page block. This is the page block where this entire Visual Force page I'm going to be divided into the various small parts called as page blocks. Each and every page block will be having a specific user interface inside this. Okay, each and every page block will be having a specific user interface. So that to design the different visual appearances on the same page, we are going to be using this various page blocks. In one page block, we can represent some different content. In another page block, different content. In the another page block, different content. Like that, here we can represent the different contents on the page block by using that, by dividing the page into the various small page blocks. In each and every page block, we are having the first part. Up to this part is called as the page block buttons. To represent all the button controls at one place, we are going to be using page block buttons section. In that page block buttons section, we can place the various button controls at the command links by using command button and the command link tag. And then we are going to be dividing the page block into the various some subsections, that is called as page block section. Page block section will be having some specific part of the user interface. Whatever the user interface you are going to design, that user interface part will be available inside this page block section. It will be having some visual appearance part is available. So this part is called as the page block section. In this page block section, we can able to place some controls. It may be some input controls or output controls we can place. Sometimes here this page block section also we can divide into the subparts, that is page block section item. Each and every row inside this page block section is called as page block section item. Like that, one page can have multiple page blocks. Each page block can have multiple page block sections. Each page block section can have multiple page block section items. In one page block section item, we can place the multiple controls. Like that, here we are going to be dividing the complete user interface to the various small pieces. This is how Salesforce is constructing this entire page. Upon creating the object, Salesforce is creating this user interface. How? Because of this particular tags only, because of this hierarchy. This is the hierarchy which Salesforce will follow internally to represent the user interfaces as part of ORM. We are having the page tag, section header tag, form tag, page block buttons, command button, command link, page block section, and the page block section item, input text, output text, like that. So now this is the hierarchy which we have to follow upon designing our Visual Force page also. We have to follow that. So now in this case, if anybody asks in the entry point of view, could you please explain few tags which you have used as part of your project? Then you can say, as part of my project to design the user interfaces, we are using the various tags like the page tag, section header tag, form tag, page block buttons tag, command button tag, command link tag, page block section tag, page block section item tag, input text tag, output text tag. Like that we have used. Like that we can explain few tags also over here. On the spot, we should be able to explain the tag names. So now if anybody asks what is the purpose of this section header tag, then you can explain that. Section header tag is used to represent the title and the subtitle information of the page. You know what is the page block here. How many page blocks you can have in a single Visual Force page? Multiple, here number of. So now page block buttons tag, like that here, each and every tag we can able to explain. Now we'll see, when moving forward as part of this tag properties, here we will go in detail of each and every tag and their properties also. We're digging into the concept also. Okay, every tag we'll see in detail today. How to use these tags we'll see. What exactly the tag mean, what is the properties are available in each and every tag, everything we'll see practically one by one. Okay, so this is the hierarchy of the tags which we are having inside your Visualforce page. So upon designing the user interface through Visualforce programming, we have to follow that same hierarchy. Okay, generally nobody will discuss all these things. How this page has been constructed by Salesforce, nobody will discuss, but this is what we need to analyze. We have to understand. Okay, so now here we did that. I did some investigation on this one. I did some R&D on this particular the page designing initially during when I started my career on Salesforce almost 6 years back. Then I have identified this. I have prepared this hierarchy over there. So now in this case, this will be very helpful to you upon designing that. So because you should be aware of, this is the child component to the page tag. So inside the page tag, we have to write section header. In that form tag, we have to write page block. In that page block, we have to write page block button. In that page block button, we have to place command button. And then we have to place the page block section inside the page block. In that page block section, we can place section item like that. This is the hierarchy we have to follow. Okay, this is the hierarchy we have to follow. Okay, now the next one. The next concept is ways to create the Visualforce pages. How many ways are available to create our own Visualforce? Previously, you know, upon creating the Apex classes, we have multiple ways, like some standard navigation, developer console, all these things we have discussed. Like the similar way, whenever you are creating the Visualforce pages, we are having 3 ways are available. Salesforce provides 3 ways to create the Visualforce page. In order to create the Visualforce page, we are having 3 ways. So what are those 3 ways? Now let me explain. The first way is by using standard navigation. By using standard navigation also we can design the Visualforce page. Next. By using the developer console also we can design the Visualforce page. By using developer console also we can design the Visualforce page. Third one, by using URL file. By using URL file. These are the 3 ways are available in Salesforce to design your own Visualforce pages. Upon designing the Visualforce page, we can use any one of these 3 ways. Depends upon your convenience, depends upon your requirement, we can use any one of these 3. All are same only, nothing different. But each and every way is providing some specific functionalities to you. That means it is providing some additional benefits to you upon writing that code. Now, let me show you each and every way, okay, how can we use this to design your own Visualforce pages. Now, whenever if you want to create the Visualforce pages by using this standard navigation, what is the navigation we have to use? For this one, we have to use, go to that setup menu, go to the building menu in the left panel, click on develop, click on Visualforce pages. Click on new button to create a new Visualforce page. Okay. Click on new button to create a Visualforce page. Enter the Visualforce page name and the label. And the label. Write the code inside the editor. Write the code inside the editor. And then click on save button or quick save button. Save button and the quick save button. So as soon as once you click on that save button and the quick save button, the page code will be sending to the Force.com platform for the compilation. It will be saving that code. It will be placing that code inside the metadata repository. To run that code, we are going to be using a button control called as click on preview button. Click on preview button to run the page. To run the page. So that we can run the page by using this preview button. Upon click on this the preview button, it will be running that page, and then that page will be getting executed. Represent that user interface to you. It will represent the result on the user interface. So now this is the navigation we have to follow in order to create your own Visualforce page by using the standard navigation. Now let me show you how can we do that. Let's go to the setup menu. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Click on develop. Here we have a link called as Visualforce pages. Click on this Visualforce pages link. Now it is providing the various Visualforce pages which I have designed in the past. So now previously I have created some pages over here for the another batch. So some of the pages I have designed. Now let me create our own page. To create our own Visualforce page, click on new button. Click on new button. Now it is providing the user interface to you to provide the Visualforce page label and the name. I'm giving the Visualforce name, page name as sample, sample first page, sample first page. I'm indicating the description. This is my first Visualforce page. This is my first Visualforce page. So inside this one, you will be having an editor. Here we are having the editor is available. In this editor, we have to write that. So now this is the page tag that already told you. Page tag is the root tag, starting tag in every Visualforce page. Like for example, whenever I'm designing any HTML document, every HTML document will be starting with HTML tag, ending with the by HTML tag. Like the similar way, every Visualforce page will be starting with the page tag. So that will be starting with Apex page tag. In that one, we can design the user interface whatever you want by using the various tags that will be ending by the page tag. This is the page tag. So that every Visualforce page should be starting with that page tag. Like the similar way, it is providing that page tag. By default, it is giving some basic information inside this. Now I don't want this one. I'm removing this content here. I want to display some information. I want to display. I'm indicating that. Welcome to Visualforce program. This is my first Visualforce page. I'm printing this message over here. Welcome to Visualforce programming. This is my first Visualforce page. Now we can able to display the information whatever you want. I'm displaying some static information. Welcome to Visualforce programming. This is my first Visualforce page. Now click on save button. As soon as once you click on that save button or click save button, the page will be getting saved successfully. It will compile the page code. If there is no syntactical mistakes, code will be getting saved successfully inside this. Now, so once the code has been getting saved, once the code has been getting saved, if you want to run this particular page to see the result, so now here we have a button called as preview button. Click on this preview button to run this page. Click on the preview button. Now it is running the page and we can see the result. Now it is displaying the result to you. So now welcome to Visualforce programming. This is my first Visualforce page. It is displaying this information to you over here. Inside this page, it is going to display this information. This is how we are going to be designing the Visualforce page. So now this is the way we are designing the Visualforce page by using this standard navigation. Okay. So now in this case, for example, I want to display the second sentence in a second line. In a second row, I want to display. How can we do that? Go back to this code, click on this edit button. How to display this information in the second line, then what we can do, we have to give the break line. How to use the break line? For that one, we are using break tag. Break tag is belongs to HTML. Can I use this HTML tag inside this? Yes, that already I told you here, the last session. In the yesterday session, I told you Visualforce supports all the standard web technologies. That means upon designing the Visualforce page, we can use HTML code also, the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all the libraries code also inside that page. That facility is available. That's what we are calling it as a web development framework. Okay, framework will allow you to use multiple languages code inside a single application development. That facility is available. That's what here I told you Visual Force supports all the standard web technologies also inside this. So there is a HTML tag, even though we can use this one. Now let's save this. Now click on preview. Now let's see the result. Now the second sentence will be getting visible in the second row. Like that, we can able to split the content to that multiple lines also. That facility is available. This is how we are going to be designing the page. Okay. Now.
Sir,
Yes.
we did not mention about the header, right? But we are seeing header.
Header will be visible as it is. Header up to the header part by default will be visible. If you don't want the header, we can able to remove that. How to remove? I will show you. During the tag properties, I will show you that.
Okay.
Now. Now, the next one. The second way is developer console. How to create the Visual Force page by using this developer console? Now let's see. You know that it's not a new thing. Already you are aware of developer console very well. How to create the Apex classes, you know, like the similar fashion we are creating the Visual Force pages also by using developer console. Now in this case, click on your name and expand it. For example, for my account, I'm having training batch. Click on developer console link. Go to the developer console editor. Go to the developer console editor. Click on file menu. Go to the new menu item. File menu. Go to the new. I'm going to be creating a Visual-Force page. Click on Visual-Force page link. Enter the Visual-Force page name in the text box. Click on OK button. Then it will create a Visual-Force page by using this specified name and then write the code. Write the code inside the editor and save the code. Save the code by using Control S. Control S. And then run the page code by click on preview button. By click on that preview button, we can able to run that Visual-Force page code also. This is the navigation. So in this case, now and whatever the way that we are creating the Visual-Force Apex classes by using developer console, similar fashion we can able to go with that. And then we have to write the code inside the editor, and from there we can able to run the page by using this preview button. But if it is an Apex class, we don't have any facility to run that. But Visual-Force page we can able to run by using a button called as preview button. Now let's see how can we do that. Now let me go to the developer console. Now I'm creating a new Visual-Force page. So go to the file menu, click on new. I'm using this Visual-Force page. Specify the page name. I'm indicating sample second page. Sample second page. So now the page has been created. Okay, the page has been designed over here. Because the Visualforce page has been created, it is having the page tag by default because every Visualforce page should be starts with the page tag. So the page tag has been designed. Inside that we can able to write that. I'm writing that information. Welcome to Visualforce programming. I'm giving the two break tags. This is my second Visualforce page. This is my second Visualforce page. Now, I want to represent some more information. I'm giving the two more break lines. Two more break lines. And then here I would like to indicate that this page has been designed by using developer console. This page has been designed by using developer console. Now, I would like to display this last sentence in that bold font, so that I'm using this bold tag. This is by bold. Up to this is by bold. So now here I'm representing this last information in that bold format, because here we can use HTML tags also inside the Visualforce page. Now observe this one. What is this? My file name here? My Visualforce page file name is sample second page .vfp. This is a Visualforce page. So that extension is .vfp. So now I would like to save this one. How to save this content? By using Control S. Use that Control S as a shortcut. Because we don't have any save button on this user interface. Save this code. Now run the page. Once a page code has been saved, then run the page by using this preview button. Click on this preview button in order to run this page. Click on the preview button. Now the page will be getting run. It is running the page. Now we can able to see the result also. So we can see the first sentence and the second sentence in the second row, third sentence in the third row, along with the bold format. Because we have used bold tag, so that inside the Visualforce page designing, we can use all the standard web technologies also, HTML tags also, CSS tags also, everything we can able to use inside that. So this is how we are going to be designing the Visualforce pages by using developer console. This is the second mechanism. Suppose here if we want to make some changes here, I want to display the second sentence also in the bold font. We have to go back to the editor over here. Now make the changes over here. I'm indicating the bold format. This is by bold. Okay. Now let's save this one. Now click on go to that user interface again, and then we can refresh this user interface. Now here we are able to see this. Now, so in this case, to make some changes, we have to go back to the developer console, make the changes, save this one, come back to this user interface, refresh this one, so that we can able to see the result. Suppose if you want to remove this second line of code, then we have to go back to the developer console, remove this line of code over here from this particular content, save this code, and then you can come back to this user interface, and then we can able to represent. If you want to add that line, then again we have to go back to this particular developer console, make the changes, save that code again, and then we can come back to the user interface. We can able to see the result. That means what? In this case, keep on we need to navigate from developer console to that the editor, and the editor to the developer console. Keep on we are going to moving. So this is the browser window to see the result page to the developer console to the result page. Keep on we are switching. Keep on we are switching to move to see the result to make some changes. But every time we can't switch from one editor to another editor, one environment to another environment. It will be very difficult for me every time. I can't go back to the editor, make some changes, save it, come back to the browser, see the result. It will be difficult for me. I don't want this kind of facility. But that one here, Salesforce has given one more mechanism to you to create a Visualforce page that is called as URL format. This URL format is providing the real-time development style. That means no need to write the code inside the developer console, no need to see the result in a different environment. No need to keep on switching from browser to developer console to browser to see the result. Everything we can able to perform in a single window itself. How to do that? Now let me show you. Let me place this code first. The third one, URL format. Now this URL format is providing the real-time development style. It is providing the real-time development style. So what do you mean by this real-time development style? So now this real-time development style means here real-time means on the spot. Immediately we can able to see the result also. No need to switch from one environment to another environment. Just by sitting at a single window itself, we can able to perform all the operations. Like we can write the code, we can save the code, we can compile the code, we can execute the code, we can see the result in a single window itself. No need to keep on moving from, no need to keep on switching from one environment to another environment also. Now, everything we can able to operate from one place itself. For that one, we are using URL format. Then how to design this user interface by using this URL format? Now let's see. Generally, your URL will be looking like this. You will be having HTTPS. You will be having your server number, like as some AP15, NA24, whatever, anything, dot salesforce.com/. Okay. After it will be having some different content. Now, what I want to do, if you want to design the user interface through the URL format, just to go to the browser URL, okay, address bar. In this URL, make this URL up to AP, like as your server number.salesforce.com as it is, and then specify the keyword Apex. Okay, specify the keyword Apex, and then specify the page name. Page name. So with which name you want to create the page, specify that page name, press enter. Okay, press enter. So now in this case, what needs to be done? Whenever if you want to design the Visual Force page, then just to go to your URL and then make that URL up to AP or server number.salesforce.com as common, and then make it as it is, and then remove the remaining content, place a slash, and then Apex, and then specify the page name. Suppose I want to create a Visual Force page, okay, like this. HTTPS, I'm indicating my server number is some ap16.salesforce.com/Apex/ so now sample third page, the third Visual Force page. I want to design a Visual Force page with the name sample third page. So we can give any name, whatever you want. But we can't create two Visual Force pages with the same name. Okay? Visual Force page name should be always unique. We can't create two Visual Force pages with the same name. That is the problem. Salesforce won't allow. It will maintain the uniqueness between the page names. So now in this case, so now we are having this Visual Force page which I am going to be creating with the name sample third page. Press enter, and then it is going to providing the options to you. Now let's see what will happen in this case. I want to design the Visual Force page with the name sample third page. So let's go to that. How can we design? By using the URL format. Just to go to your Salesforce instance, make that URL up to ap15.salesforce.com/common. Remove the remaining content. Remove the remaining content. Specify the keyword Apex/ give the page name. I'm indicating the page name as sample third page. Okay, sample third page. When you press enter, okay, when you press enter, now it is indicating. So now boss, with this name sample third page, the page does not exist. Okay, you are trying to be loading the page, but the page is not available. That means what Salesforce is, okay, Salesforce is trying to be getting that page, but actually my intention is what? I am creating the page here. I'm trying to be creating the page. I'm not loading the page, I'm trying to be creating the page right now. This page is not exist, I know that. That's what I'm creating the page. So in this case here, whenever if you want to create the Visual Force page through URL format, so now simply it will try to fetch the page record first. But the page is not available. But what is my intention I want to create? How? For that one, if you want to create the Visual Force page through this particular URL format, we have to enable an option called as development mode permission. We have to enable development mode permission. So how to enable the development mode permission? Now let me show you here. To create the Visualforce page from the URL format, we have to enable development mode checkbox. Checkbox has been. Where is this development mode checkbox is available? So now let me show you. Now, in this case, click on your name and expand it. Click on My Settings. Click on My Settings. Go to the personal and expand it. And then click on Advanced User Details link. Click on Advanced User Details link. Click on this editor button. Select the checkbox Development Mode. Click on Save. Click on Save. So we have to enable this development mode checkbox. Then only we are able to create the Visualforce pages, okay, from the URL format. To create the Visualforce pages from the URL format, we have to enable this development mode checkbox. Then how to enable this development mode checkbox? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. Now, so let's go to your username on the top. Click on My Settings. Go to the personal in the left panel and expand it. Here we have an option called as Advanced User Details. Click on this Advanced User Details link. Now it is providing a user interface. In this user interface, okay, when you come down, okay, when you come down to this user interface here, there is a checkbox is available over here. There is a checkbox. Development mode checkbox. This is not enabled right now, so we need to enable this checkbox. So how to enable? Just you can go to this user interface. Click on this edit button. So click on this edit button. Select the checkbox development mode. Either development mode checkbox is available. Select this checkbox development mode. Select the checkbox development mode and then click on save. Now, so development mode checkbox has been enabled right now. So now let's try to create a Visualforce page. Let's go to the URL. Make that URL up to ap15.salesforce.com as it is, and then use the keyword, okay, apex slash and indicating that sample third page. Okay, sample third page. Press enter. Now it is going to be indicating the message to you. Sample third page does not exist. Nothing but with this name page is not available. Now below that it is giving an option to you. Below that it is giving an option. You want me to create the page or not? Yes, I want to create the page. So just click on this link. Once you click on that link, now Salesforce will create the page for you. Page has been created successfully. So now page has been created. Now tell me, have you identified any difference in this user interface? Any change in this user interface did you identify? So at the bottom of this browser, you will be having a tab bar. There is a tab bar. There is a tab bar. Here we are having a tab called as sample third page. Now click on this tab, we can able to see the editor. This is the editor over. There is an editor is available over. So this is the editor which has been given by Salesforce. Now in this editor, we can able to write the code. We can be able to save this code, compile the code, execute the code, see the result here itself. Now in this case, what happened? Everything we can perform in a single window. In this editor, we can write the code whatever you want, and then we can able to compile the code and save the code by using this save button. Execute that code also by using the same save button. We can see the result inside this result window also. Everything we can do. So now here, their development also in this place, result also in this place. So that in the single window, we can able to perform all the operations. Now let's see how can we do this. So in this case, I would like to increase this font. So click on this A so that you can increase the font. Now here I'm going to be removing this. I'm removing the default code. I'm indicating this. I'm writing some code. Like as welcome to Visualforce program. I'm indicating the breakdowns. This is my third Visualforce page. And then I'm indicating the breakdowns. I would like to indicate in the bold format by bold. I'm indicating the message. This page has been designed by using URL format. This page has been designed by using URL format. So now we can able to write this code whatever you want. After writing this code, if you want to save this one, you can use Ctrl S as a shortcut, or else click on this save button also. Once you click on this save button, code will send to the force.com platform. It will compile, it will save in the metadata repository, it will execute it, it will show the result also. Everything, the complete process. Once you click on save, we can able to do that, we can able to see the result also. In this page itself, we can able to see the result. Here is the development environment. Suppose if you want to make any changes, then no need to go to any other environment. Here itself, we are having the code. Make that bold format. Here I would like to make it as a file. Now let's save this one. We can able to see that code also. That means here what happened? Now you are editing nothing but code is also in the same window and then result also in the same window. So that we no need to keep on switching from one environment to another environment. Everything is available here itself. So that we can able to design the user interface from here itself. Suppose if you want to write, sometimes you can raise a question. Sir, for this Visualforce page, I would like to write some controller class also. How can we write? Here itself we can do that here. For that one simply we can specify. I'm indicating controller property. Okay, I will show you the properties also in the next session. Controller I'm indicating like a sample third controller. Okay, I'm giving the class name. With which name you want to create the class? Generally, we have to go to the developer console. There, we have to go to the file menu, click on new, okay, Apex class, and then we can create the class. We don't need to do the entire step. Here, we can able to give this class name. Try to save this one. Click on save. It will be indicating that class is not available. But it is indicating that Apex class is not available. You want me to create the class or not? Yes. Just click on that link. Automatically, class will be getting created. Where is that class code? In the second tab, we can able to see that class code here itself. So the controller class also we can able to implement here itself. So you will be having the designing part code and then business logic part code. Both will be we can able to write in a single environment. So we can write the code, we can compile, we can save, we can execute, we can see, we can do everything inside a single window itself. This is the major benefit that we have with the help of this URL format. That's what here from now onwards, keep on we are going to be utilizing this URL format to design the user interfaces. Okay, by using this URL format, we can design the user interfaces. It is providing the more flexibility to us. Okay, these are the three ways are available to design the user interfaces inside your Salesforce instance.
Sir,
Yeah.
Means actually out of these three more different types of ways, we can use any one of the way to create Visualforce pages, right?
Anyone we can use.
And do we have any drawbacks for each of that so that we are going for the next one?
Because when you go to the standard navigation, okay, when you go to the standard navigation, keep on, we have to save and then we have to click on preview button every time. If you want to make any changes, come back to the code, click on edit button, make the changes, then again save, then again click on preview. Like just keep on, every time we have to do that repeated process. That is the first drawback. Second one, when you go to the standard navigation, only user interface part we can design. Business logic part we can design by using developer console again. That is the second problem. Okay, now next one, to overcome that we are using the developer console. In developer console, what is the problem? We have to write the code inside the developer console. In the developer console, we have to write the code inside the developer console. We have to save it, and then we have to come back to the browser to see the result. If you want to make any changes, then go back to the developer console again, make the changes again, save the code again, and then come back to the browser to see the result. That means keep on, we are switching from one environment to another environment. To avoid those problems, we are using this URL format. So in this URL format, everything we can do in a single place. User interface part also, business logic part also, compilation, execution, result, everything we can able to do in a single window. That's what here I have given that note point in the previous session. Visualforce provide the real-time development style to you, where we can able to perform all the operations in a single window itself. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Okay.
Sir, can we do it using URL link through Lightning also?
Sorry?
Can we create Visualforce pages using Lightning also?
Yeah, there also we can create. Okay, but we
No,
have to go to that
custom URL format.
custom URL format. What you would like to create?
No, for using Visualforce page, we have a third one is custom URL format.
Okay.
So in Lightning also, are we able to create Visualforce page?
No,
Lightning?
not like that. No. So there also we can create, but we have to go with the navigation. URL format it won't support over there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
yeah. So in standard while creating VF page in the standard navigation, we have one more tab, sir, like version. What is that, sir?
Now, because here, whenever if you are going to be keep on changing that code, if you want to maintain the multiple versions, then you can able to maintain that. It is creating the version initially. Like for example, when you go to that Visualforce pages. So this is the Visualforce page which we have created. So it is going to be creating the version, okay, version settings. It will be indicating that version, which version it is using internally over here. So now currently the Salesforce is providing the 48 version 48.0. This is the version which is giving by Salesforce. This is the version which we are using right now. Because sometimes you will be having some very older versions are available. That means what? Whenever Salesforce is going to be providing the new features, then they are giving some newer versions over. Okay. For that reason, here by using which version of that Salesforce API you have created, that it is indicating internally. When Salesforce is giving the new release, automatically this version will be getting updated. Only for the system reference, we are not changing anything over there. Okay, we no need to do any changes inside that. That will be taken care by Salesforce. Which version has been utilizing to create these Visualforce pages. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, nowadays one of my friend is working as a real-time developer. He's using Visual Code, so Visual Code here with the SFDX extensions. So can you show us to that those things?
Now at the end of
it's all
at the end of the development, we'll see that part also. How can we use that VS Code as well? I will show you.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the three ways are available to design the Visualforce pages inside your Salesforce instance. Okay. In the next session, we'll see the tag properties. What are the various properties are available for each and every tag? I would like to dig into each and every tag. We have discussed the tag name. We'll see each and every property available inside the tag and how to use those properties. We'll see with the practical examples also over there in the next session. Okay. The next development session will be on Monday again. Monday morning we'll be having the development session again, and then tomorrow and after tomorrow we are having the integration session as usual. Regarding the integration, you will be getting a new meeting link. So by today evening you will be receiving the new meeting link regarding the integration part. Okay.
So integration 9 o'clock only.